Hey, what's up? You just tuned in with Fishing with Pecan. Today, I wanted to talk to y'all about line through swim baits and big hard body swim baits. Pretty much just big swim baits in general. There's a lot of different baits out on the market. You got Huddleston, Jerry Rago, you got Savage Gear, you got Roman Made, all sorts of different types of swim baits on the market. But I want to show you a few modifications that you can make to these baits that will save you a lot of money in the long run, as well as, well, pretty much just save you a lot of money. But with these line through swim baits like this Jerry Rago I got here, one thing I always do is I take the barb of my hook and the barb that's going to go into the bait, I cut that end off. And what you're asking is probably why I do that, but the reason for it is pretty simple. When that barb of the hook is in the bait and it gets ripped out, it's ripping out all the plastic and everything with it. So save you some money, cut the barb of your hook off. Your hookup ratio is going to be just as good. I ain't had no problem with it. But another thing to keep in mind with these line through swim baits is the top end of this hook. As you can see, the barb end that I cut off, the one that I'm going to put inside the bait, it sits flush with the belly of this bait. And reason for that is because if it's turned sideways or whatever and it's not on the bait flat, when a fish grabs it, it's going to turn that hook and that bait's just going to rip. And another big thing you can do, I mean, your bait's going to get ripped either way eventually, but invest in some Mend It. This stuff right here save you a lot of money. These baits right here probably won't run $20 to $30 depending on which brand you like or anything. So buy some Mend It, saves your bait, keeps them good in the long run. And another big thing I've learned on these hard body swim baits is a lot of times when I'm throwing them, I have a bad problem with this bait turning in the air or whatever. So what I typically do is I take a little barrel swivel like that and I just put it on the end of my bait, and I mean, it just cuts out on all the line twist and everything. And I mean, as you can see, that bait spins around fine. It's not going to twist your line. If you keep getting line twist, you're going to end up being pretty mad whenever the dang 8-pounder hits this big sucker, and I mean, you end up losing them. So, and I mean, I know a lot about these. I fished them a lot. Around here we have a lot of herring in the lakes, have a lot of big gizzard shad. But this bait right here actually got followed up by an 8-pounder all the way to the boat down in Florida. So this isn't just like California, you can use these. I'm on the East Coast. I have a lot of fish come up and follow these baits up. One thing to also keep in mind with the barrel swivel is it works on some baits, not all baits. Like this Savage Gear, it doesn't affect the action of this. Alright, this is just as good bait with the barrel swivel as it is without. Now some baits, like the Lucky Craft Reel RU and other baits like that, the barrel swivel really affects the action of the bait. So sometimes you can't avoid the line twist. You're going to have to keep in mind you got to retie every now and again. But you got to have a big heavy action rod when you're throwing these. I throw mine on a Fenwick Aeritos. It's a 7.9 extra heavy. Pretty soon I'm probably going to order me a Big Bear. I really started liking their stuff here recently, and I mean, it's good products. I love the handles on them. I love the sensitivity of the rod, and I mean, like I said, right now I'm throwing it on a very heavy action rod. You got to have a heavy action rod. You got to have a big rod, because these baits right here are probably 2 ounces plus. You got to have a big heavy rod to handle up to that. Another thing a lot of people don't keep in mind is giant wake baits. This one is actually a handmade one that I made myself. And this is basically a rat. I made this in carpentry class a few years back, and I mean, it's caught fish. Matter of fact, I got the prototype of what I made first, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see the teeth marks, but she's done been crunched on once or twice. And I mean, this was right here was a prototype. This one right here, finished product, looking very forward. Spring of the year, about to start having a lot of big baits. All the big bait action, everything's gonna start coming alive. So probably looking forward to throwing this thing around a little bit. So stay tuned. We're gonna have more fishing videos. Gonna have more how-tos. Here recently, I haven't got a GoPro yet. Probably gonna get one about August. But stay tuned. Hopefully, I'll get my GoPro. We'll get some awesome footage. I'm fishing the Bassmaster Opens right now. Look me up. I didn't have a very good finish in Toho, but I mean, I did okay in Smith Lake. Didn't cut the check. Next stop is Douglas. Been on the lake before. Really looking forward to going back. Gonna be some deep bass caught, and I mean deep. But stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. Looking forward to the rest of the season.